No, just these little pictures, the Batman pictures. Yeah. There's a few different pictures in there. Yeah, there it is. I got Two-Face too. Yeah, that's awesome. And our stickers. Got all our Batman stickers. Hey, where'd the other ones go? Oh, they're in my room. We got our Batman suitcase. Let's go on top of your pencils. This. It makes it really heavy to write with. Strengthens those muscles. Be careful. And then we got our Batman stamp. Aren't those cute? The Batman stamp. That's how I'll sign everything. A bat sign. It's this one. Oh, that one's the actual Batman thingy. There's your signature. What's this? So cute. Little Batman markers. Have you tried these paintbrush thingies? These work kind of good. I like the other ones though, but these do work good. See, it's kind of like a paintbrush, so it kind of shows up like watercolors. You're welcome. Thank you. I'm going to do something from the encyclopedia. This is volume 18, Panna Tapata. I know, I love the cover of these. It has the genie bottles on the front. These are fun. Stanford Oil Company, the petroleum industry, page 6569. Very cool. It's like somebody marked these pages a lot. Yeah, see all those slash marks on this page? You can actually feel the slash marks. You see it? I don't know. I know, I almost thought it came through from the other side from something, but this side is equipment for obtaining petroleum. Yeah, it's an interesting history, huh? But yeah, so I don't know what those marks are all about. They're almost like gashes. You see what I'm talking about? Not crazy, am I? You see that? Yeah, almost like little marks or gashes on the page. What is it talking about? Sea well sinking. Compound word. Well sinking. Mining petroleum. Petroleum is rarely mined in the ordinary sense, but is allowed to flow from its subterranean reservoirs to the surface under the influence of the pressure produced by compressed natural gas. To accomplish this, a tube called an oil well is sunk straight into the ground until it penetrates into the oil-bearing strata. The first oil well dug in 1859 at Tootsville, Pennsylvania. How do you say that? Tootsville? Titusville? Titusville, Titusville, Pennsylvania, was 69.5 feet deep. Some modern wells have been sunk to a depth of over 15,000 feet. Such extremely deep wells are very expensive to bore and are only sunk when there is sufficient geological evidence to indicate the presence of petroleum. Much engineering development has gone into the digging of oil wells. In 1592, about 44,300 wells were dug, of which 23,500 yielded oil, 32,000 yielded gas, but no oil, and 17,600 were dry. A large body of law controls the digging of oil wells in the U.S., but in general, the owner of a tract of land can dig a well in it or lease digging rights to another person. As a result, when a successful wildcat well has been drilled, owners or lessees of neighboring pieces of land usually drill competing wells into the same reservoir. The so-called law of capture provides that petroleum from any part of the reservoir belongs to whichever person first brings it to the surface, and so each of the competitors in such a situation often drills numerous wells in order to bring up a large amount of petroleum before the reservoir goes dry. This type of competitive situation is likely to lead to waste of the gas pressure, which brings the petroleum to the surface, so that as much as 3/4 of the petroleum, or even more, may remain below ground. To prevent, there's probably a lot in waiting. Yeah, probably. I'd ask Helen if I were you. This type of competitive situation is likely to lead to a waste of the gas pressure, which brings the petroleum to the surface, so that as much as 3/4 of the petroleum, or even more, may remain below ground. To prevent such waste, most state governments regulate both the drilling of wells and the drawing of petroleum from producing wells, limiting producers to a specified number of barrels per day from each well. When a well goes dry, some of the petroleum may still be recovered if the geological structure is favorable by pumping or by flooding with water. Chemical methods of loosening the oil have also sometimes proved effective. Hydraulic acid may have a loosening effect when the oil-bearing rocks are limestone. In a few cases, the oil-bearing rocks may actually be mined by conventional methods. These methods of producing oil have been These methods of producing oil have been little used to date, but may become more common as petroleum becomes scarcer and hence more expensive. Odds are what? Oh yeah. It was a typo, I think. Refining petroleum, a Freudian slip. Sure. Hey, squirrels. They're gonna want their peanut butter bread. Oh, squirry. You want your peanut butter bread? He's probably gonna go over that way. Go get your nuts next door. I'm an acorn small and round, lying on the cocoa ground. People come and step on me, that's why I'm so cracked, you see. I'm a nut. To prevent such waste, most state governments regulate both the drilling of wells and the drawing of petroleum from producing wells, limiting producers to a specified number of barrels per day. We already read this part. Limestone. In a few cases, the oil-bearing rocks may actually be mined by conventional methods. I already read that. Refining. Petroleum was at one time burned for its fuel content. Later, the petroleum was separated by distillation in various fractions. Still later, the heavier fractions were subjected to cracking to increase the yield of gasoline. A still more recent development is the complete modification of the chemical structure of the petroleum molecules by such processes as hydrogenation, hydrogenation, hydroforming, polymerization, and alkalization. Oh, like alkalizing the system. Are you acidic? You want the acidic to be alkalized, not acidic, right? It depends. Who, what, where, when, why. An alkylation to produce gasoline and other substances, which is that why some people are more gassy than others? Probably. You might be onto something there. And how do you say that? Alkylation. An alkylation to produce gasoline and other substances which have not only the desired physical properties, notably boiling point for gasoline and viscosity for oil, but also desirable chemical properties, notably high anti-knock rating. Anti-knock, I like that word. Notably high anti-knock, one word. ANTIKNOCK, put it on the crossword, anti-knock. It's just fun to say, anti-knock. Notably high anti-knock rating and lack of gum-forming tendencies. By combining these processes, 1 gallon of petroleum can in some cases be made to yield slightly more than 1 gallon of gasoline. The two most important processes carried on in petroleum refineries are cracking and distillation. See separate articles under these headings. That is quite interesting. It's really cool how it shows those old pictures. Yeah. I want to do a different topic. Let's see. Raymond Poincare, Poincare. Rust devastation. Pogrom, Pogrom. Oh, pogrom. Interesting. In modern times, an organized massacre of Jews. The first pogrom, spelled Pogrom, the first pogrom occurred in Tsarist Russia in 1881 following the assassination of Tsar Alexander II by revolutionary terrorists. A notorious massacre of Jews took place in 1903 in the Bessarabien city of Kishinev. After the failure of the revolution of 1905 in Russia, pogroms took place in about 600 villages and cities. Thousands of Jews were slaughtered, and the property of many of the victims was looted and destroyed. Obscenity. These pogroms were spontaneous uprisings of Christians outraged by alleged abhorrent Jewish religious practices, especially the mythical ritual and sacrificial murder of Christian children in connection with the Jewish Spring Festival of Passover. Actually has established by irrefutable documentary evidence, the pogroms were deliberately organized by Tsarist government to divert the discontent of the Russian workers and peasants with political and economic conditions into channels of religious bigotry and racial hatred. During the Civil War in Russia following the Bolshevik Revolution of 1917, pogroms, which claimed hundreds of thousands of victims, were organized in the Ukraine by the White Guardist leaders. A vast pogrom was executed by the Nazi Party in Germany in 1938. Undoubtedly the greatest of all pogroms was I do have to say it that way. I don't have to, but I'm choosing to at this moment in time. Is that okay? All right. A vast pogrom was executed by the Nazi Party in Germany in 1938. Undoubtedly, the greatest of all pogroms was that perpetrated during World War II. What did I say? Perpetrated, that's what I meant, was perpetrated. What are you trying to portray? Yeah, I'd shut your fucking mouth if I were you. We have 4 kids here. My youngest 2 are in the hands of sick, murderous pedophiles next door. How's your fucking day? All right. Anyways, Undoubtedly, the greatest of all pogroms was that perpetrated during World War II by the Nazi government, which proclaimed a final solution of the Jewish problem and systematically exterminated 6 million Jews. See Jews, Germany, history, genocide, National Socialism, and the Nuremberg trials. Now, Poincaré, Raymond Poincaré. Jules Henry Poincaré, a French mathematician and physicist, cousin of Raymond Poincaré, who is the next gentleman in line here. He introduced into mathematics a new class of transcendents, which he named the Fauchian functions, in honor of Emmanuel Fuchs. He became a member of the French Academy in 1908. How interesting. We'll do this one for history class. How about that? Awesome. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns about the facts here happening in this quaint little town of Augusta, Maine, here in this building, which I won't name because it upsets people. Yeah, we won't want to attract serial killers, would we now? No, we wouldn't want to do that. So anyways, the sick punk who did try to kill me were dead mothers. So you're right. We don't want to go attracting more serial killers, do we? Yeah, who people blindly protect, whether you want to accept that or not. Right, so anyways, my youngest 2 children are in the hands of sick, murderous pedophiles who did try to kill me, and they got away with it, and that's okay. And you can continue to try to justify that. People are already beyond disgusted with how you've been doing that, so. I know some cheer you on and root for you because we deserve it. Yes, get the Karens. Why am I a Karen? My middle name is Karen. My grandparents were Karens. I think that originates, get the Karens, that goes back to a history of some of these targeting teams with the activists and stuff. Right. Get the French, lizard people. And then they just try to cover that up. I know, we meant those kind of people. When did the term Karen come about? Probably when they were trying to cover that stuff up and they just try to give it a new name or a mask so people don't know what its original intents were. Right, it can go either way too. Sometimes things originally meant for bad turn to good, and things originally meant for good turn to bad. Associated to good things or bad things? I don't know, is it good or bad? I guess it depends. Boy, it's really good that it rained today. The fields were very dry. You know, it's a very bad luck that it rained today. Supposed to get married. Well, they say that could be good luck. It could be a good omen. I hope it rains on my wedding day. You know what? Rain or sun, snow, no matter the weather. It's a beautiful day. It's a glorious day, and it'll be one to be remembered, won't it? Anyways, I'm going to go play with my yo-yo. Okay, so much love, health, and peace. Good, thank you. It's awesome. Yeah, we are doing good, thank you. It is a little bit of an act sometimes, isn't it? Yeah, we do the best we can in these crazy, crazy worlds.
Population. I mean, when you were at school, when you went to the canteen or you went to, that wasn't very long ago. Did you have halal meat on the menu? Well, technically, I still keep eating it. They actually called me up the other day confirming.
So with your whopping, your back. Oh, I kept it under 20. Where are we at? 1857.
They have to, I think it's mandatory now.
I got under a minute here.
So, I mean, really, this country is sleepwalking to a Sharia,
1911.
They call it Shakira law, but I call it Sharia law, because at the end of the day, they're trying to confuse the issue and say, well, look, oh no, Islam is all about, equality for men and women. There is no such thing, if you read the proper interpretation of the Quran, if you're a non-believer, you're condemned. That's it. You're going to hell, and then hell is not a very nice place.
Just look over your shoulder, honey.
So we've got nothing to disagree on. No. Yeah. I mean, I love it. It's just the whole thing. Any questions from But I think we should go on to our next.
I'm doing good, thanks. How are you?
Go on to the next.
It is 8:47 a.m. in the morning here in 1956. We out, man. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, you know where to find us. Take care. Much love, health, and peace.